Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here, this time reviewing on Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. Now, yeah, as you know, Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo is a 2022 animated direct-to-video supernatural comedy film that is meant to be the 37th direct-to-video Scooby-Doo movie, and I think unlike the Mystery Incorporated artwork, this one goes back to its original 60s artwork, which I think isn't a bad idea, and it shows you that the creators really put a lot more attention, a lot more details, and a lot more referencing the older show. And the premise of the film is meant to feature how after stopping a sort of costumed cat monster, we see how the Mystery Incorporated gang managed to track the suit from its original creator, Coco Diablo. And I think Coco's character is not too bad, because yeah, she does remind me a bit of Paul Gamby from the sort of DC Flash comics, because much like Paul Gamby, she's able to create costumes for sort of the sort of convicts and other people, explaining how other characters sort of got their suits. And I think Coco's character definitely works. Like, she's meant to be over the top, meant to be a bit arrogant, and I think what makes her voice actress, Mayama Felser work as Coco is that she really knows how to make this character seem a little bit more female flamboyant. But I kind of think, yeah, having Velma and her sort of be possible love interest doesn't really work. And I think what made Hot Dog Water and Velma work was, at first, you could tell they really disliked each other, but after getting to know each other, we saw how they slowly ended up becoming friends, and Hot Dog Water at the end saying, "That's my girl," was meant to kind of give that possible love connection. And of course, after capturing Coco, we see how the gang are now kind of left without any real cases. And we kind of see how, yeah, the gang are a little depressed that they weren't able to kind of get their much bigger break until something eventually comes up, where we kind of see how, yeah, Coco is offered to help them, and we kind of see how, yeah, they try to put the pieces together about these other ghosts. And I think what I give the film credit is, yeah, going back to its original animation. And I think a lot of shows can do this when they pay respect to the original, because when you've got the show Primal, what it's trying to do is be its own version of Turok. And I think, yeah, when you kind of also got... And I think when you also have, yeah, the 2002 He-Man cartoon, it is trying to be like the original, but a bit more updated. And I think, yeah, when you kind of got the Hasbro Power Ranger series, it at least properly connects itself back to its original roots, unlike what Disney did. And I think a lot of shows can go back to its original formula when they know they need to. And yeah, you got a lot of the previous defeated villains returning for another appearance, saying, "Remember this, remember that, you remember this guy? Hey, do you remember when we did that back from the movie?" And I think you can really pull off a lot of Easter eggs and references, because, yeah, Greg Weisman can do it with Young Justice, as well as Spectacular Spider-Man. I definitely think, yeah, the 2002 He-Man cartoon can bring back a lot of characters and fix them up. And I think Overview thought, yeah, I think it's not a bad movie. I just think, yeah, the relationship between Velma and Coco does feel way too enforced. And I kind of think, yeah, Coco's character is obviously the Scooby-Doo version of Paul Gamby from the whole DC Comics thing. And I think, yeah, looking back after looking at Velma, as well as the Scooby-Doo directed movies, you can tell some of the personalities are still similar to Velma. Like, yeah, Fred kind of being the kind of boxman to the group, Velma being still kind of a bit of a smartass, Daphne still being a bit of a badass, Shaggy still being a voice of reason. And I think the point of Scooby-Doo is always going back to original things, all trying to keep itself different and keeping the show going. And I think, yeah, the way I see Velma is a bit like looking at the whole Riverdale series, and I think it was trying to sort of be like that. And yeah, and I think what's interesting is when you kind of have Coco showing the 10,000-volt ghost suit, it's sort of implied this one is more of an updated suit or a sort of upgrade. So implying that Coco either upgraded the original costume or created a more updated version. Kind of like how most secondary supervillains take over their predecessors and upgrade their original creations. And I think overview for, I think Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo isn't a bad movie. And yeah, it's got a basic plot. And I think we've seen this before with every Scooby-Doo media. They're always going to do something different, something to spice up the sort of series. And I think it definitely deserves thumbs in the middle. Well, it does improve itself after the whole Courage and Scooby-Doo thing, and you can tell Scooby-Doo will always improve, fix, and try to fix things they always try and get wrong. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.